Right. Oh, I don't know. Well,
don't know you get like that today with Kent around.
Does anyone want the inside track?
Oh, yeah.
Steam one or?
Yeah, we appreciate second rate Christmas like rain. Yeah, we appreciate your efforts. You'll get up to sewing machines eventually, but it's a long way.
Well, when I do, I'm going to like to stop myself.
Because all our machines have got to be operational. We won't display them unless they work. So if somebody looks at it, we'll get it out. We've got some of the unbelievable machines. What I'd like you to do is probably take a little bit of interest. Because when we go,
Watch out for your fat ass.
oh, I see. Like extended this part.
Yeah, you were
But
saying
you
things.
had the small ones
I like the clouds.
Yeah, they're just old pillows.
too. Yeah, we got them from your magazine.
Yeah, it's the same one out there.
Yeah, we had all those out of the magazine.
Yeah, well, for the price, I mean,
A
it
couple
was,
of dollars.
yeah. Typical Poms though, they go for, I mean, I'm not against like Pacifics and all that, but they just about did every mainline Pacific. Like, I mean, they did a few early ones, like, 'cause they got some real good early stuff, but they only did a couple of them. I thought they might have done like the GNR Sterling and stuff like that. I mean,
Asians off.
I think it's only just 41 or something in the series, so
I'll bring that
I said it, I thought about it. Every now and then the cats get off. They can keep the thing shut.
You gotta keep my kids in the
Yeah, it's quickly going down.
I've got some people who don't like sound.
Oh, it sounds. Like being a big head.
Just take it slow, one at a time.
Oh, so I like it. What's your hand? Trust me if you hand that. Okay.
Yeah. We'll see.
Working hard.
Well, a few years ago, there was a guy tried to form a model railway club up here, and well, he went to a few meetings and then sort of.
The room, he put a hole in the wall, train goes through now, and he's done all like this. He does it, but he rips it up after 3 months.
Yeah.
He changes it into English, and then he goes to America, and then he goes. And he puts all his effort into it, you know.
Yeah. Well, these are just made out of weeds, these trees. Because Bill goes, how do you make all those? I said, I'll take you where I get those from. I said, they, like in summertime, they're as green as anything. But I said, when they die off and dry, they're as hard as anything. And I said, you just prune them. And so he's been like busy, like just doing all that, rechanging it all.
Yeah, some people got no idea.
No.
Some have, you know.
Well, these here are grass seeds.
Okay.
Just natural grass seeds. I went and showed him where you get those from. I said, just go out like sort of end of summer. I said, and there's clumps of them. I said, just go and pick them all up in a bunch, and I said, and you just glue them into the ground, PVA glue. And I said, it just looks like sort of tussock, sort of.
That's a real round looks like, doesn't it?
And
It's
this is-
imagination.
And this is all just natural moss out in the bush. I went out and there's a big, well, you find it all over the place. It's just, and this here's just, there's natural moss, and it just I just glue it on.
Retains the colour.
Yeah, I haven't done anything to it. If I get a bit of water and spray on it,
Rejuvenates it.
it'll come back to life. It'll go bright green.
Yeah. You really don't have to spend much in hobby shops to buy that kind of stuff, you know. It's,
Well, people get roped into it, and it's like the ballast. Because he never had his track ballast, he sort of just had it all nailed down. And he hadn't sort of said, oh, I'm too scared to ballast it. He said, so it just sort of all finished. The track was, I said, I'll show you how you do it. Met a guy there, and he used to do a lot of model rowing, but now he just does a lot of dioramas, just like I sort of say that there. We'll make that landscape there. He said, I go to the convention, it's all I go there. Blue, get the spirits, and that's it. He says, I'll walk around where the convention is, and I'll set one of the area, and I'll make a diorama. He said, pretty much you've just got to, he said, out you go. He said, you'll see stuff there. He said, you'll be able to use it. He said, you don't need to be in a hobby shop.
to make big money out of it.
And so that's what I did.
Fingers crossed it doesn't fall off.
Yeah, I like how you done that.
I fixed it. And if I
Yes.
It's not coupled. Point. Yeah. Point.
Go back around the outside. should have an old tin bucket.
How many does it take?
Oh, it's just about cool now.
What's the make on it? McCormick.
Deering. It's international harvester.
Yeah. underneath is dragging a ramp. Speed would it be?
It's got 3
Yeah.
and 1 reverse. That's your handbrake.
Yeah.
Doesn't really work, but
What's that little? Is that yes?
That's our throttle. I've just got it wound backwards.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
I just normally wire it down because see the throttle through a governor.
Yeah, yeah.
So when it sort of sometimes if it gets a bit excited, the governor will, they sort of that way there. I just sort of it doesn't grab and pull the carby open.
Yeah.
And then, so
She still. How old is it? What?
1923.
She still runs well.
Yeah. It's the first year of production. This one.
Wow.
And so